Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone. So, sorry, I was testing a theory to see if I can play music, which is cool. I can on here. Okay, so, anyways, I am going to talk a little further about my Kingdom Hearts 4 theory. And my friend explained some things to me, so things may be a little changed a bit on what I think could happen. I still stand by the 3-disc thing. That would be cool, and have like different editions of the game. Like I said, if you haven't seen my last video, I recommend watching it because it'll explain basically what I'm talking about the 3-disc and having each character playable. But we're gonna get into that. I still think I'm still for the 3 characters being playable. I'm still for that. I think it actually would be cool to have all 3 characters be playable. So I definitely stand for that. But we're going to get into basically what I think will probably more likely happen than the 3-disc situation. And my friend explained to me, games haven't really done multiple discs. I know, okay, what I'm hearing now, which I've heard differently from another friend, so I don't know what's going to happen with FF7, Final Fantasy VII, honestly. I really don't know what's truly going to happen. Like, with that game, if they're going to, like, FF7 Rebirth, if they're going to use multiple discs, and like I said originally, complete the story from the last game using the first disc, and then have like disc 2 be like the continuation. Like, I don't know if that's the route they're going, or if it's just like my friend said, what they usually do with other games, where they just have one being the download disc and the other disc being the game. And like, that's what he said they might do. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let me know your opinions about that. I'm interested in finding out. My opinion is it could be either one. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know which one they're going to go with. But anyways, let's get into where that affects Kingdom Hearts 4. So, if they're not using the multiple disc and they're just doing the download situation where you download one part of the thing and then play the rest on the other, my honest theory then for Kingdom Hearts 4, then if they're going that route, the 3-disc situation probably won't happen. If they're going that route, probably what they'll end up doing with Kingdom Hearts 4, I really do still hope we get the multi-character selection. My idea now, my changed idea, which I was telling my friend, that I hope they do this, but I hope they don't turn the game into, as I joked with my friend, mashed potatoes. Like Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a mashed potato. They literally tried to mash so much into the game, and they were saying that they were, like, having problems, like, getting everything in, like, they couldn't get everything into the game. They weren't able to put too many worlds, but like, they were only able to give us so much content, but they were trying to mash everything together, like, and it just turned out, like, alright. Kingdom Hearts 3 was an alright game. It's not my favorite of the series. Kingdom Hearts 2 is still my favorite. There's mixed opinions in the community, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite. Kingdom Hearts 3, it's good, I guess. Like, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. There is some disappointing things. That's the biggest thing about Kingdom Hearts 3, is there was some very disappointing things about it. The Remind DLC did make it awesome, but there were some awesome things in that. But that just was DLC, and it was like the first part of the game felt like it was missing stuff, and like, still kind of feels like there's some stuff missing when you replay through it, but it's okay. Like, I wish they'd make a final mix. We can always talk about that in another video. Kingdom Hearts 3 final mix. I do want to talk about something else, which I'll hint in this video. Eventually, I would like to see a 3.5. And I know people are going to be like, not that again, but I will talk about 3.5 in another video, but let's get into Kingdom Hearts 4 theory and why we're here talking about this. So, Kingdom Hearts 4 theory is, I think they will play out like a BBS situation. And my theory is, but they won't do the multiple disc thing. And like I said, I hope it doesn't turn out like mashed potatoes where they try and mash so much in there. And I'm going to tell you what I would like to see and what I feel like may end up happening and being disappointing. And that's what they did with Kingdom Hearts 3, which we'll get into. But Kingdom Hearts 4, I feel like what they're going to do, if they do it right, is have Sora be the first character you play as. It'll be all on one disc. Maybe they'll have a download disc, like another download disc, so they can make the game bigger. Kind of like what they're doing. If they're doing that with Final Fantasy VII Remake, they may go that route where they add another disc, so it can be massive. But because the graphics are so good, you always got to worry about how much can they put in the game. They had that problem with Kingdom Hearts 3. They could only do so many worlds. That was a PS4 game. That was something my friend reminded me. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a PS4 title. Kingdom Hearts 4 is most likely going to be a newer gen console only game. Like, it's not going to be on older gen, most likely. So when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 4, it is very likely they can add a lot more than they did with Kingdom Hearts 3, just depending on how much they can do on a PS5 game. And I have seen some pretty big PS5 games. So, I mean, it just depends. It just all depends. So, but what I would like to see is exactly what I said in the last video. I like the worlds I had selected, like for Sora and Riku, Avengers, Star Wars, what else did I say? Aladdin, Indiana Jones, Avatar, the live-action Aladdin, the live-action Beauty and the Beast. I'd love to see those. Those are my pick for the live-action Disney, at least, side of things. And like I said, for live-action movies in general that aren't 100% Disney titles, but owned by Disney, I wouldn't mind seeing Marvel, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Avatar. Those could be, that'd be 6 worlds right there for Sora and Riku to visit, and that would be perfect. I'd be happy. We got those 6? I'd be happy. Honestly happy. And I think a lot of people would be too. And those are Sora and Riku's story right there. Just played into that. But here's what I think. Sora will be the first playable character. Makes sense. He's the main character, like Tetsuya Nomura said. So we're going to start out as Sora. It's going to be a little confusing because it's going to be like, well, you know, well, we knew he was in Quadranum, but like there's a lot they showed us, even in that Kingdom Hearts 4 trail. Like, oh, Strelitzia. And I think she's going to be Sora's party member. I really, really believe that. And a lot of people do too. So, I think Strelitzia will be Sora's party member, because Donald and Goofy aren't with him anymore at the moment. Not saying they never will be again, it's just, in this game, I don't think they will be. At least for now. And, I think that Strelitzia, well, like I said, that'll be his party member. And then, like, when you go to the different Disney worlds, like Star Wars, I wouldn't say a Disney World in general, but, you know, different Disney-owned properties like Star Wars, Avengers, and things like that, you'll eventually have, like, other party members join as well, like, could be, like, Iron Man, Captain America, or something. Anybody. You could have party members like that show up as well and fight alongside you. Could be something like that. We'll just have to see where they go with party members. That's what I think. Or Indiana Jones. When you do Indiana Jones, you might have him, or you might have Jake Sully for Avatar and his wife, even. Well, now wife. If you do the first Avatar, it'd be just love interest. And then you got At Aladdin, you'd have, of course, I think Aladdin. Genie would be a cool summon if they bring summons back. Especially Will Smith's Genie, which I hope they don't boycott that because of what happened at the music award, whatever. But hopefully that still could happen. I'm still down for Aladdin 2 movie, by the way, as well. Because I'd like to see Return of the Jafar happen in live action form with them. But, so there's that. Trying to think. What else did I say? World-wise, I think that's it. And like I said, like, you could have all sorts of party members join. There's a whole bunch of different ones that could join us during the gameplay while you're in these worlds. But I think Strelitzia will be your main that comes with you to all these different worlds. Or at least she will be your party member in Quadratum. At least, if she doesn't join you for, like, all the different worlds and that. But we'll just have to see what happens there. But yeah, that is my theory. Now, another theory. So, and that same thing with Riku. Now, for Riku's party members, I already said I think Yuzora will be his party member. That is my theory, but he could be alone. I've said that too. Like, he definitely could just be alone looking for Sora. But I think it'd be cool to have, like I said, someone like Yuzora who fought Sora in one part. It would be cool to see him, like, still looking for Sora or something. Like I said, maybe Sora's the key to the lost, what do they call her? The missing star or whatever, I think. I can't remember what I called her in the last video. But anyways, he's looking for her. So, yeah, so Sora could be the key to finding her. So it's like he's like looking for her. And I did say I think Riku's going to be, I think time travel may be involved in Kingdom Hearts 4. I said that in the last video, and I definitely think that is very possible. So that Riku will be in an earlier timeline, and like I said, that's how they could play out like Dream Drop Distance, where like Riku time traveled to like earlier on in Quadratum, whereas Sora's in like later on in Quadratum, and like they explained somehow Riku time traveled when he went through the key portal to Quadratum. He time traveled, and they'll explain all that, I'm sure. But that was my theory about that. Now when it comes to, like I said, and that's how they could play multiple movies too with some of these, like Star Wars. They wanted to do the New Hope. They have Riku do the New Hope and have Sora go to the Return of the Jedi, and then have Sora go to Avatar, the Avatar 2 movie, and Riku do the Avatar 1 movie. Makes sense, actually. Makes complete sense. Then, with Aladdin, in the other live-action adaptation, Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, you just have Riku go in earlier on in the story of that, have Sora go in later on in the story that's going on. Indiana Jones, now that way, in Avengers, where it gets tough, I do not think they will do The Last Crusade, as I was telling my friend, because Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, the guy who played him passed away, the dad. But they could. It was one of the best Indiana Jones films, so if they're going by best, they could try and still do it. But I think out of respect, they may not do it, because that guy passed away. So my thoughts are, these are my theories. It could be the first Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. I don't think they do Temple of Doom, because that film's got so many mixed opinions, but they could. It could be first one, could also be the second one. And then we could get the first one and the Crystal Skull. Just don't give me the fifth one. I did not care for that one, honestly. It's pretty disappointing, and I don't see why they do that one. There wasn't much action in it either. That's why I don't see that happening. I feel like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull would be perfect, though, for Sora, though. Like, I'd love to see the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So, my options would be the first Indiana Jones, which is one of the best, and the fourth one, which it has a little mixed opinion, but I love the fourth one. I'm a defender of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I loved it better than the fifth one, which I know some people did not. Didn't mean to say players. Some people did not enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and thought the fifth one was better, but I disagree 100%. I loved the fourth movie, and I'm a defender of it. I did not like the new one very much, and that's just my opinion. So, I think the first and fourth would be my opinion of the ones I would have Riku and Sora go to. And when it comes to Avengers, that's a big tricky one. Because Avengers, the easiest ones, probably you'd still have some copyright with the second one, a bit, but I think you'd have less problems because now Disney owns Fox, so that ain't a problem. So when it comes to, you might have a little problem with the Hawk, but that'd be in the first one. But I think they'd be able to compromise there. So the first Avengers, I think, is a definite. But I also had another theory, which I'll get into what they could do, and that would be epic as well. They could do the first Avengers, and they could do Age of Ultron, or they could do the first Avengers movie and do Endgame, they could go by the best of the films, the best Avengers films, which would be, I think, the first Avengers and Endgame are said to be one of the best. I thought they were too. So it could be those two. I still like Age of Ultron a lot. But Endgame, the only problem with Endgame, I could see them having a problem, is you got Sony Spider-Man in there. But might end up being one of those situations. I even told a friend, I said, it could be one of those situations where they say, hey, you want to use Spider-Man? You gotta make Kingdom Hearts a PS5 exclusive or something. I could definitely see them doing something like that, because that's Sony. So I could definitely see something like that going down. Or saying, oh, you have to keep it as an exclusive for a little while or something like that. I could definitely see something like that happening. But yeah, I could see a situation like that end up happening. But we'll have to see. But Avengers Endgame, I would love to see. And I had another theory. If they end up doing Avengers Endgame, I also think it's possible we could get Avengers. Okay, this was another one I had. Instead of the first Avengers, they could do Avengers Infinity War and then do Avengers Endgame. Which would be the basic continuation. So have like Riku go to Avengers Infinity War, and then have Sora go to Avengers Endgame story, which would make sense because those timelines are different, but they're continuations of the same story. Like where first Avengers like way back. That's where I said if they're probably going to do it, they're going to be probably game. I mean, it would kind of make sense to do, like I said, buy what are the best movies, but I think what makes sense is they're either going to do Avengers, and my thought is probably it's just going to be the first Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, because that's going to be the easiest one to do, or they may just do Avengers Infinity War and then Endgame. That would be cool because, like I said, with those, you have, like I said, a lot of possibilities with Avengers Endgame, and that you have so many possibilities of what they could do with that. It would be awesome. So, but yeah, Avengers Endgame, I would love. That's the one I'd love to see, but I am worried because of all the copyright problems that it could be an issue. My only concern about Avengers Endgame is that there's just so many characters in it, it might be hard to do But I could see them still doing it. Like, I could still see them doing it. It's definitely a possibility. I think either one's a possibility. But yeah, now let's go into Kyrie. So we were talking about with Kyrie, her worlds would be, I think Coco's a definite, because they were looking for Sora, and the Land of the Dead just makes so much sense. Another really requested world is Moana. I think I'd love to see Kyrie go to Moana. I like that movie a lot. So that's one of the well-requested. I know people are like, could Sora go there? I think it makes sense for Kyrie to go there, too. So maybe Sora goes to it in the future, like in a different movie, if they make a Moana 2 or something. But I think it makes sense for Kyrie to go there. So if they have, like, Kyrie have her own story, then Kyrie would be going there as well. Kyrie going there as well. I mean, Kyrie would go there herself. So, and we didn't even bring up her party members. Her party member will be Aqua. I think 100% will be Aqua, because Aqua makes the most sense because she's going to be training with her. Aqua may have her go to these worlds to kind of help with her training. Like I said, a BBS type style, like I was saying, where like you got Riku's Sora's story, you beat his story, you unlock Riku's, then maybe you beat Riku's, you unlock Kyrie's. Or it could just be you can play whichever one you want to start out as. That would be cool. That'd be BBS exactly, because BBS was choose Aqua, Terra, or Vin at the beginning. They could do that for sure. So, any of that's possible. So, so for Worlds, I was saying Moana would make sense. Coco, I think we're going to get Frozen 2 because we got Frozen 1 and last. And I think Frozen 2 makes more sense for Kyrie. Another big one, I'd like to see Pirates. And I'd like to see Pirates 4, honestly. I think that one makes sense. I love Pirates 5, but I'd rather Sora go to that. But we'll just see if they did bring in Pirates again. That'd be easy to do because you already got Pirates World and Unreal Engine. So Pirates 5, definitely a possibility. Pirates 4 is even Pirates 4 is definitely a possibility. Pirates 5 is also a possibility. Anything's possible. Trying to think what else that I was thinking, because I had quite a few. I also think we may go back to places that Aqua's visited in Birth by Sleep, which makes sense too. I was thinking about that too. Because if we're going to have Aqua as a party member, she's probably going to go back to some of the worlds Aqua's visited, too, because she'll bring her to some of the world and new ones that Kyrie's not been to before, that maybe Sora's been to, and thinks maybe he went there or something. But anyways, Land of the Dead, I said, it's got to make so much sense, though, because she's looking for Sora thinking he might be dead. So that makes sense. So I think Coco would definitely work for Kyrie, as I would love to see it with Sora, but it's gotta make more sense for Kyrie, honestly. But yeah, like I said, any of it's possible, any of those worlds are possible. But here's the ones I think we would go back to that were in Aqua's timeline in BBS. One of them is Neverland. I've seen that world return so many times, but I feel like we haven't really got to fully explore Neverland. I know people are like, we got that in Days. We got that in Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 1 was only the ship. And BBS, we did get quite a bit of Neverland. I love what they did, but could you imagine the Unreal Engine version of Neverland? It could look amazing. I know we got it in Days as well, if you played the DS game. They did a decent job in Days with it as well. I like the version we got in Days, which I know not everyone's gotten to play. But yeah, Days was also great. 358 over 2 days was good for Neverland. But I would love to see Neverland in Unreal Engine and make it so massive. Like, we can go around, fly around. Kyrie finally gets that moment that Sora was talking about in Kingdom Hearts 1. He's like, I want to bring Kyrie to Neverland. She'll get to go there by herself. And Peter Pan can even mention, oh yeah, I know Sora. You know, like, I knew him, you know? And Kyrie will be like, well, we're kind of looking for him. And Peter Pan will probably say, oh, I haven't seen him here. Or something like, and my thought is if we get Peter Pan, we're going to get Peter Pan 2 storyline. Most likely where, I can't remember if that's Wendy's daughter or, you know, who that is. But I know we're going to most likely get, we're going to get a Peter Pan 2 storyline if we get Neverland in Kyrie's story. I also said Lilo and Stitch is a possibility, and I feel like we're probably going to get the sequel because of how much time's gone by. Stitch with a Glitch possibility. They could do a bunch. They could do the first Lilo and Stitch too. Who knows? But that would work also for Kyrie story, or you could do Lilo and Stitch 3. I don't know if that one's been loved by a lot of fans. I haven't watched it in a while. I just watched Stitch with a Glitch recently. I gotta watch the third one. Or they could even base it off the TV series. They could have it, like, be apart from the TV series. I love the TV series, so could do that as well. There's so much you could do with Lilo and Stitch. So they can't say, oh, because it's been so much time, we can't do Lilo and Stitch. No, yeah, they still could, because they've done several movies, a TV series. There's a lot they can do. So, trying to think what else they could honestly do. Disney World aspects for Kyrie. Because I know I thought of some other ones from BBS. I was like, okay, that would make sense. Could have her go to all the princess areas again. See all the princesses of Heart would make sense. She could go back to Snow White. And then it'd be like the Snow White 2 storyline. Could have her go back to I'm trying to think what that world is. But we could have her go to Cinderella's world. I know there's a Cinderella 2 movie. Could see that being done. Even though I've heard those movies are alright. I'm trying to think what else we got here. And if she went to Frozen, that's one of the new Princesses of Heart, so that would make sense too. Moana could also be a new Princess of Heart. We get explained. We might go revisit Tangled. There's a lot of Tangled storyline. I know there's the series, and so we may revisit Tangled. I know we're revisiting it in the mobile game. It's also a possibility. Trying to think of any other worlds. I know they pretty much did all the Princesses of Heart almost in BBS, so we could revisit all of those in some shape or form. That's definitely a possibility. So we'll just have to see. Trying to think what else they did. We may get Enchanted. Well, I already said. No, Sleeping Beauty. I think there was a Sleeping Beauty too. We could get that. Maybe see some more Maleficent. That would be interesting. But I don't know. Like I said, this may be too many worlds for them to do. But I think some of these are very likely if Kyrie gets her own thing. Because I think we're going to revisit some places Aqua's been to, too. She'll be like, oh, I went here once by myself, basically. And she might bring up Tara, and then we're here, too. And that's another theory I was going to go into, that I have a theory. So, interesting theory I came up with when I was talking to my friend. I think I think my friend Blake had a good point. I was like, wait, that might make sense. So, I was thinking, what if, by the end of the game, they end up going, because Aqua starts getting worried about Tara and Ben. They end up going in Kyrie's story to, and I'm not saying this will be completely the end of the game. I think eventually Kyrie may end up trying to go to Quadrantum to look for Riku and Sora. They may end up getting stuck there for all we know. And they end up getting stuck there permanently. We don't know. But I do think Kyrie will end up eventually going to Quadrantum, definitely, by the end of the game. And maybe that'll be a cliffhanger for the next game, who knows. But I was thinking they're going to go to the Realm of Darkness. and look for Terra and Vin. There might be a big boss there, and maybe one of the bosses where you teamed up with Terra, Vin, and Aqua, which would be epic, and playing as Kairi would be awesome. That would be epic. And that was one of my theories I had, where it could be like the final world, one of the final worlds for Kairi, and then maybe somehow from the Realm of Darkness she finds a way into Quadratum and they all go there somehow, and maybe at some point we'll go to Twilight Town, even as I didn't even think about that. We may go to Twilight Town. Oh yeah, I wanted to get into Original Worlds. I forgot about those too. We'll get into that too, because I have a bunch of those for Sora, Riku, and Kairi that could show up, and even if they're in different shape or form. But we'll get into that in a second too. But Twilight Town is definitely a possibility too of showing up, because we heard about the Days Trio also looking for Sora. So we may go there and see the Days Trio, may even team up with them for one big fight. Maybe Aqua goes somewhere real quick, and you have a fight, a big boss fight there, with Roxas, Xion, and Axel. That would be awesome, and playing as Kairi. I could definitely see something like that actually happening, so that's one of them. We could eventually go back to Destiny Islands as Kairi too. Traverse Town is one of my most requested worlds to return, though, for Kingdom Hearts 4. I want Traverse Town, and to play it as Kairi would be so amazing. I'm not saying it couldn't show up as Sora, which we'll get into, but oh my gosh, we're looking for Sora, and they might think he's lost, and maybe he got lost in Traverse Town. I don't know. They could play it out like that. Be like, well, maybe he got sent to Traverse Town. Let's go look. Maybe he's there. So I thought that would be epic if Sora is Kairi goes and looks for Sora in Traverse Town. So we go to Traverse Town with Aqua, and Aqua's like, I've never been here. What is this place? And Kairi's like, I remember this. This is Traverse Town. Me and Sora went here. And something like that. That would be awesome. And like the memories of Kingdom Hearts 1, and we get that original music. Oh my gosh. That's why I want that world to return so bad in Kingdom Hearts 4. Please have it return to Zendamura. I want Traverse Town. And like I said, I'd be happy if it was just Kairi going there. Which we'll get into why Riku and them may go there. But those are the original worlds I can think of. Traverse Town, Twilight Town, Destiny Islands. I think Destiny Islands will show up. And I already said, I think in my last video, that Sora may end up at Destiny Islands in the end. And be like, this feels familiar because he's lost his memories. But I think Destiny Islands will show up in some shape or form. If it's just only for Sora, and maybe Riku goes there too. Who knows? But Sora, for sure, I think it will show up, because we found out it is a place in Quadratum. It's like a vacation place, so maybe Sora eventually goes there. It's like, wait, this place feels so familiar, and it's like I said, Xigbar being now Luxu, or Bragg, whatever they called him before, but now he's Luxu. He is, he messes with him a bit and says, well, you used to live here in your old life. And he's like, I don't remember. It just feels familiar. And like, he messes with him and says like, as if, and says his famous catch line. But yeah, I definitely think Destiny Islands will appear. For sure. For sure, Destiny Islands. Traverse Town is my most wanted, though. I love Destiny Islands. I love the music. I'd love to see it show up and have Aqua finally go there, and like I said, be looking for Sora there. So that's one. Those are the original worlds. The only one. Hollow Bastion's another possibility. They may look for Sora there. Hollow Bastion could show up as for Kairi. That definitely could happen. They have the Final Fantasy character show up that way for a quick moment, and Kairi's like, have you seen Sora, So that's a possibility as well. So it would be cool if all the OG Kingdom Hearts worlds show up. Another one I thought of is Disney Castle. I know that's another Disney type thing, but Disney Castle is an OG Kingdom Hearts world. Disney OG Kingdom Hearts world, kind of. So, like, I would see that showing up, and, like, maybe she talks to Minnie Mouse, and it would be cool if we actually get to do, like, and if we actually get to go back to, the version we get to see the town in its now shape, that would be amazing in the Unreal Engine, if we get, like, a new version of the town. So, but that's all I can think of for Kyrie. There's a lot for Kyrie they can do, honestly, because he's still got all them Disney worlds to do, and yeah, there's a lot. But I think those all could work. Like I said, if they do a bunch of the OG worlds, that would work perfectly. Now, back to Sora Riku about original worlds that can return. We already said Destiny Islands, I think definitely will show up. Traverse Town could show up. It's hinted. That's why I think Kyrie could go there. And that would be awesome. Just the music. They could make a remix version of it. Please don't make it, though, like Dream Drop. That was an okay version, but I'd like almost OG version, like a remix version. Don't do 1.5 version either. I prefer the OG version of Traverse Town music. And I did like Rechain's version of it, too. So I'd be down for that. Something like that. But please bring in Traverse Town and have it done right. And it'd be so cool if it's open, like open spaces of Traverse Town finally. Like, you get to explore the city, the kind of like in Dream Drop. We can go to all those areas. That would be amazing. I really like that to be done. That'd be so cool. Another one. So Traverse Town, though, for Sora, I think it's just going to show up as like a shop. It was hinted. I don't know if it was in this, not mod, but this guy was able to find a way to go into, at the final fight, he was able to find a way, after fighting Uzora, he was able to find a way to go into the city and actually explore things in a mod that he was able to do to make everything where you could explore it. Well, he was able to find some interesting hidden stuff. And I don't know if one of them was either in the trailer or if it was in his video when he was exploring. But I know Traverse Town has either showed up in the trailer or it's pretty much confirmed it exists in Quadranum in a way. It may only be like a shop that's called like something Traverse something. Are you serious? It may be something like that, but all I know is Traverse Town will show up in some shape or form in Kingdom Hearts 4 because it's been confirmed. Destiny Islands, or I said confirmed. Don't know if Twilight Town will be a thing. I think that's just going to be a Kingdom Hearts thing only. That place may not exist in Quadranum. Another place I think we may visit, because it's a place in Quadranum, is Shibuya. I know a lot of people are like, I don't think that's going to happen, but Shibuya, because Dream Drop Distance, we had the world that we had the World Ends With You characters in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop, so I definitely see them doing that as well. But that's all I can think of for like OG worlds. I honestly think the final fight may happen in Quadranum, and it may be with Sora, Riku, and Kyrie all teaming up, kind of like they did with BBS, where they all show up together in one place. And I was thinking Kyrie may end up from the Realm of Darkness finding a way into Quadranum, like I said, it being the close to final worlds, and then they all end up meeting up, and you have this big area, open world for each character, and have it work that way. And like I said, they all look for each other in Quadranum, and like they find a way to get to the same timeline. Eventually Riku figures a way, and he's got to go save Sora in the final fights against maybe the Master of Masters, and he's like, oh, you figured out my plan or something. But yeah, that is my idea of it. You gotta admit, this sounds epic. I know I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 and the possibilities for it. So if they end up doing all of this, that would be amazing. I don't know if they will, but please don't make it mashed potatoes like Kingdom Hearts 3 felt like where they mashed a bunch of stuff together. And it was like, it was okay. It was alright at the end of the day. But it wasn't as great as I hoped Kingdom Hearts 3 would be. It just was okay. I'm hoping the final world that they do, if it is Quadratum, which I'm thinking it will be, that they make it so epic. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, yes, like, we're gonna explore all this again, but as each character this time have to find each other, and then that's when the final boss shows up, and like, I really hope, because the final world in Kingdom Hearts 3 was so small compared to what I expected it would be. So, and it was like a maze thing. It was just like, this is what we get for the final world. Ugh. It was alright. And I know people bring up, well, the one place was massive. Yeah, but we didn't get to explore that till the DLC came out. So, that doesn't count. But yeah, like, so, we may even get a hint at a Mickey game. I know people are thinking we're going to get that because he went to... trying to think what that place is called. Scalad Kylum. He went to Scalad Kylum to look for Sora as well and look for clues. So we may even eventually get a Mickey game. I could definitely see that happening as well. But that will not be Kingdom Hearts 4. But I don't think, unless he's another playable character at a segment. But I do not see that. I really hope, though, each character gets their own story. And like I said, maybe Tetsuya Nomura names them a little different, like Kingdom Hearts 4 or something like they did with Rechain of Memories. But I think they will honestly all be on one disc if, like I said, they don't end up doing the split disc thing. They're probably going to do the one disc thing, honestly, more likely, which I hope that leaves them enough room to do a lot for these characters and have a lot of worlds for them and stuff if they end up doing the multi-character story, which I really hope they end up doing. And like I said, Sora being still the main, but you got the others having their story and being able to play. I just hope what I'm worried Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to turn out to be, which I think will be a little disappointing, is it's like where you're playing Sora for the majority, then all of a sudden it's like Kingdom Hearts 3 where it's like, oh, you get to play Kairi and Riku for this quick segment. Oh, you're back to Sora. Like, I'm worried that's what Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be. And if that is the case, I'm going to be a bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I know some people are going to be like, that's expecting a lot. But, I mean, yeah, you expect a lot from a game. I mean, you get hyped about this stuff, and then it just turns out to be like, okay. It's like, I mean, it's disappointing. Like, I really would love to see Kingdom Hearts 4 be like the biggest Kingdom Hearts game. Like, it would be awesome. I mean, you got the Avengers in there. If you had, like I said, like all this stuff, and it still could be awesome, even if you, unfortunately, didn't have where you could play all the characters. But I'm saying that would make it so much better. Like I said, you could make each character have short story, like, I want a good story, but like you could still have them have like shorter segments in each world, and like I said, that could be the whole thing about why Riku and Sora go to each different movie or something, and have them explore a segment of that movie, and you know, like different timelines, and have Riku, like I said, looking for Sora and thinking he's in the same timeline, and you know, like I said, it could easily be done. I just don't know if that's the route they're going, because I do worry when Tetsuya Nomura said he thinks Sora is the main protagonist still. Maybe he's just reminding us that. I mean, he could have just been saying it like, well, Sora is the main character, so don't expect much, but he says things like that, and sometimes he ends up kind of teasing us, like making us to try and trick us. So for all we know, he's planning something. He could be planning on a BBS type style game I mean, where it's like I said, we get to play as each one. I mean, the way Kingdom Hearts 3 hinted at stuff, like we might have all characters be playable and stuff, it just feels like Kingdom Hearts 4 will be disappointing if we don't have that, and you only have them playable for like a quick moment. It doesn't make any sense why you would do something like that. And I know I'm just me as a fan. I know playing as Sora is getting a little repetitive. I love Sora as a character. He's a great character. No offense, I always think he'll be the main protagonist of the number titles. But he still will be, even if you add Kairi's Aqua as other story characters that you can play as, like BBS did. It won't take away from Sora. He's still the main character. He will still be probably the first character most people play as. And then, like I said, and he could do it, like I said, where you have to beat Sora's story to unlock Riku's. And you beat Riku's, you unlock Kairi's. Like, they could do something like that, because that would make sense, and then you get hyped. You're like, ooh, I unlocked this story. I unlocked, ooh, I didn't know Riku was playable. They could do it like Rechanted Memories, where it was like, it's a surprise. You get to play as Riku. What? Like, they could do it like that, where it's like, you only see Sora's story when you pop on the game, and then you're like, wait, what? I gotta play as Riku? You beat Riku's story, you're like, wait, there's more? I gotta play as Kairi? Like, they could do something like that, for sure, like, tease us a bit. Like, I'm fine with that. Go ahead, tease us all you want. Like, I'm definitely fine with the teases and stuff. Just like I said, like, I'd like to see them be their own playable story and not have them, like, pop up for a second and play as them like they did with Kingdom Hearts 3, because that was a bit disappointing. I'd like them to each get their own story for once. To get the spotlight, like, because it really hasn't happened much for Kai. It hasn't happened at all for Kairi, like, where she's gotten her own story development, and I think it needs to happen. I mean, we're getting hints of all that too. We got like Kairi training under Master Aqua, Riku's going to Quadratum looking for Sora. There's got to be big segments for them that's playable. So just give them their own story, Square. That's what I recommend. Like, it'll make fans happy. I'm telling you, I will be happy. I know a lot of us will be. So, well, I think this has been a long enough video. I think this is pretty much going to conclude my theories. If I come up more, I will let you guys know in the next video. I don't know if I will, because I think this is pretty much covers it for the most part. So, well, anyways, this is going to conclude my video. Peace out and bye for now, you guys.